Welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is September 25th, 2019, just about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Current price of BTC on roughly 8,500 on Binance, and then 8,500 on Bitstamp also, right? So in today's content, we're going to talk about BTC on the bigger picture, weekly, monthly, also daily. We're also going to take a look at Ethereum and talk about Ethereum, if Ethereum going to be making a new low during this bear market, of course, right? So and then at the same time, we're going to take a look at BTC on the lower time frame, see like what type of support we could be getting before we continue the downtrend down to like a 5K level to even like a 3K level, but it all depends on what type of support we're gonna get. So that's we're gonna start off with a bigger picture before we move on to the lower time frame. The lower time frame is getting very volatile. We just pushed it upside on the 45 minutes, got rejected just about 86.50 in that range. If you're looking to buy some cheaper BTC, it is not exactly the same. It is not exactly the right time to be looking for some cheaper BTC. You could buy some BTC much cheaper if you just wait, be patient. I said it a couple weeks ago, guys, and I told you buying BTC at a 9K, 10K, you can trade it, but if you're trying to hold it for the long term, anything above 8K is pretty expensive right now for BTC. If you take a look at this current triangle, you're seeing right here, we only got like 2 touches, but we're most likely gonna come back and retest like the lower boundary of this triangle. It could be anywhere between like a 5 to 6K within the next few weeks, few months. So it is you got basically enough time to buy like a cheaper BTC. If you buy right now, it is like you're gonna buy it much you could get it much cheaper than what it is right now. So you don't need to rush it, and then just be patient, and then you're gonna be able to buy like a cheaper BTC around like a 5.5K to even some new lows. But we're gonna take a look at it once we hit 5K, stuff like that, right? So we take a look at these 2 triangles, guys. As I mentioned it like a couple weeks ago, and I said it, most of you guys remember when I drew this head and shoulder in this area, and I told you guys how bullish are you on BTC. If you go back to the 2018 bear market, we got this head and shoulder. We dropped to the downside, 1-to-1 extension, exactly bottom at a 3K level. If you take a look at the same exact move, I said it like a couple weeks ago, BTC gonna be dropping down. BTC gonna drop to the downside, of course, drop to the downside, and then we could be looking for 7,200. If we break 7,200, the next area of support gonna be 5,500 to 5,700, guys. So, and 5,500 to 5,700 we could get there by December. So it's not gonna be a nasty setup all the way down to 5,500 in 2 to 3 days, but hopefully before December, we're gonna see like BTC like a hitting 5,500 or to 5,700. At the same time, by December, the current low trend line, I mentioned it multiple times, it is currently at 5,700. I'm going to show you the low trend line. So, and if you go back and take a look at this triangle, 1-to-1 extension going to take you exactly at 3K level. So you just got to be very careful. If you're buying BTC like at 5K, you got to be able to dollar cost average down to like even 4K. So, and you take a look at this this trend line in this area is pretty strong. If you go back like to the the starting of the previous bull market, you can see we got the same exact trend line supporting the price at 7,500 to not 7,500, but 600 to $700. We got a support from this trend line from 3K to 3,500 level, and then we could be getting another support just about $4,500. So just about 4,500. So keep that in mind. We still got a plenty of time to stay in the market and then buy some cheaper BTC, and then not to be stressing out too much after you buy at 5K, 4K. So you're not going to be stressing out too much. So I'm just gonna show you like we're just gonna move on to the lower time frame, and then we're gonna come back down to this area of the bigger picture, talk about the bigger picture again. On the lower time frame, BTC, we just got a rejection just about 45, just about 86.45 in this range on BYBIT. So what can we expect from BTC to do? We could be expecting some sort of triangle in this area. We could be expecting like BTC to make a triangle in this area, either a breakout to the upside, just a possible fake out to the upside, just like that, and then a further sell off to the downside. Any move to the upside right now, it is just a great opportunity to short BTC. If like we can if BTC goes to the upside to like 89 to 9k, it is nothing but a great opportunity to short BTC. We just could make this move a flat correction. It is nothing but a continuation pattern. So it doesn't matter how you look at it. On the lower time frame, you might be thinking like we're pretty much very bullish, but it is not the case. It is not the case. We're not that extremely bullish. Okay, we're not that extremely bullish. And at the same time, I just wanted to give you like a quick trick about the 45 minutes. I know whenever the 45 minutes is oversold, it is extremely bullish, but it depends on market structure at the same time. Because sometimes like on the 45 minutes, once you get these shooting stars, like just like this, it is a great sign of bearishness, like to take advantage of the market. You can see one in this area. We just got one. It is a sign of reversal, like to drop to the downside. You can see we got one just about this area. We started the drop just about 10k, 10.1 in this area. It is very small, but if you pay clear attention to the market, you're going to be able to see it if you pay clear attention to these little details. So you got one in this area, a big rejection. You got another one. It is like an extremely big rejection. We started dropping, we started shorting just about 10.3, like when BTC gave us this move to the upside. So if you join our private group, we shorted in this area exactly at 10.3. So but BYBIT, like just give us a big wick to the upside, but Binance we didn't get this wick. So but we started short exactly at 10.2 to 10.3 in this area, and then we got out like right around like 95 to 96 to 98. All right, 96 to 98. So keep that in mind. It is extremely bullish. We don't have anything regarding like these indicators. They're extremely bearish, but they can stay bearish for a very long time. They can stay bearish for a very long time. Like regarding the R side, yes, you could be looking for a divergence on your R side, but it is not good enough to it is not going to be a good enough divergence to like indicate like we're going to be moving to the upside. The volume is extremely low, so I wouldn't be using any divergence tactics to try to anticipate like some further push to the upside. No volume. This a dead cat bounce up to 9k is very probable, but you can look for further sell off. All right, you can look for some further sell off. Let me take a look at the chat room, see if you guys have any question before I move further regarding like hey, what's up Links fan, KW, hey, what's up Kelly, hey, what's up Buzz? So that's what we're expecting, guys. BTC is extremely bearish, and if you I've been saying it like multiple times, guys. All we needed to do like is to short BTC at 10.7 to 9k and let it drop all the way down to like a 7200. I said it like September, like late August, late September, but we just missed it because we weren't paying attention to the bigger picture. Even though we knew it's gonna drop, the drop came like when we expected it, but the way it came was kind of too fast. So I was still expecting another push like to 10k and then like a strong drop to like a low 7200. And just on the 22nd, guys, I showed you like on the 22nd I showed you like basically going to be dropping down to the low 7200, and but we're not quite yet at 7200, but we could be there very shortly. So let's take a look at the 4 hour. And if you take a look at the 4 hour, all these moving averages, they lagging behind. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like a BTC staying in this range for the next couple of for the next few hours, guys, like making a bear flag in this area. So you just have to be very patient, guys. This is a golden opportunity. If you open up a short in this area anywhere between like 85 to 9k, it is a great opportunity to let the price drop all the way down to 5k. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just take profit, wait for the rebound, short it again. That's all you have to do. Nothing and nothing else, guys. You can just anticipate like a, let's say we get a pullback, like a, you know, to 382 pullback. I don't think we're gonna get it, but like to like a roughly like 9100, a surprise push to the upside. You just take a nice, you know, short in that area. All you have to do is just, you know, let it drop. Every time it bounced, every time we got another push to the upside, you know, you just short it again, take profit, short again, you know, take profit, short again. That's all you have to do. You know, you don't have to do anything, man. It is not time to be long in BTC until we hit like some critical area of support right around like a 5500 to 6k. And talking about 6k, guys, let's take a look at the previous bull market on daily on Binance, right? So below the X, I like Binance chart for some reason. Let's move on to Binance. Okay, when you take a look at Binance chart, right, it is quite amazing. Like the 1.27 could be playing you know, a very important role in this drop. So let's make it a okay. If you pay clear attention, that's the one to the left. It is going to be the 2018 bear market in this area. It is going to be okay. So this the 2018, the drop from 2018, I mentioned it like when BTC was 410, was like a 10k and then pushed back up to 12k. I mentioned it to you guys. I said like if BTC goes back, if BTC like drop down to like a 9k, we have to be extremely careful, okay? Because once we break 9k, we could be repeating the same exact move we did like back in 2017, right? December 2017 and January 2018. So if you pay clear attention to your fib level, most people, I love patterns, but you guys know I love my extension also. You take a look at this WXY correction we got. It is not exactly the same, but we could be making this move to the downside. It is a WXY correction. It is a 3-wave move down. This is a 3-wave move down. 1, 2, and 3, and it is nothing but a W, X, and Y correction, right? So this WXY correction, it is also a 1.27 extension, and that 1.27 extension of the W wave is exactly at 6k. Okay, it is exactly at 6k. So if you apply the same scenario in this way, in this pattern, right, we got a 3-wave move to the downside. This is a W, we got our W, we got X, and then we could be looking for a Y correction to the downside. Okay, this Y correction, I was anticipating a 1-to-1 extension, which is going to be at 7200. But if you anticipate a 1.27 extension, just like the previous move, can you imagine 1.27 extension going to be exactly at 6k also? It is going to be exactly at 6k. So it is not a coincidence. Both patterns, they're making the same exact, you know, Elliott wave count, and then they at the same time they getting the same extension at the same price level. So we have to keep a close attention to 6k. But why 6k? Because I just mentioned, like, you know, we could be dropping to 5k, but why 6k? Because you have to go back to 2018, right? If you go back to 2018, after this drop to like a 6k level, what happened, right? We got a strong pullback to the previous you know, 0.618 extension in this area. All right, to the previous, you know, 0.618. So if BTC gonna repeat the same pattern, we could drop down to like a 6k level and push back all the way up to 9300. Okay, push back up all the way up to 9300. So you just gotta be very careful. Even though you want to open up your shorts, open a short position down to like a 72 to 6K level, at some point you're gonna have to reduce your exposure and then look for a rebound. Okay, look for a rebound. But regarding these details, if you want to join the Telegram group, make sure to join the link under the under the description. If you want to join the private group, make sure also to shoot me a private message, and then I will tell you how to join the private group. But it is very important, guys. When I was calling for BTC drop into 7200, BTC was 12K, 13K. Nobody wouldn't believe like BTC gonna break 8800, because you guys remember when BTC was like 12K, I was calling for 8800. But as we get more data, price data, we get more patterns, things change. Okay, things change. But at least we've been pretty much very accurate in terms of like a long-term perspective of BTC, calling for 7200 when everybody was calling for 16. Myself, I was calling for 16. But as soon as we get this this move in this area, this flat correction, I told you guys, that's it. That's it. We're not going to 16K. This is the real world. So the real world, and then you gotta be extremely careful. It is not what you want. It is like what you get. Okay, you just gotta analyze the market as as it is. You don't analyze the market like I want BTC to go to 16K. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So let's be extremely cautious as soon as we hit 7200 to like a 6900. Reduce exposure. Okay, if you're looking to buy some BTC, it might be a great area to be buying BTC and sell it right around like a 9K to 8800. So because we're definitely going to be pushing back to the upside. It's not going to be a nasty sell-off all the way down to 4K. A nasty sell-off all the way down to 4K. Short and let it drip. Hey, what's up, Iceman? Yeah, you can just short it and let it drip down to a 5K. But it is very important, guys. Yeah, it is very sensitive right now. Most people are not gonna not anticipating like a rebound from 6K up to like a 9K, which is 50% move. We did the same thing, like 50% move from like a first week of February. And double tap just about like a 11.5 in that range. Okay, 11.5 in that range. So keep an eye on that, right? So that's the most important thing I wanted to keep you guys informed about, in case like you're extremely bearish and looking for some 3K in the medium term, right? So let's move on to the lower time frame, and then we're gonna take a look at the indicators on the R side. And thanks to John, he mentioned something very special regarding the R side. Okay, the R side, it is giving us a symmetrical pattern in this area. He mentioned it a few weeks back. I just didn't never got the time to talk about it, but he mentioned this symmetrical pattern on the R side. Basically your right R side, it is basically, he said long time ago, right, it is replicating the same move we making on the left side, right? This right side, it is replicating the same exact move, right? So but this is a 3 days I mean the 2 days chart, right? So but if you take a look at the 3 days chart, right, if you take a look at the 3 days chart, right, it indicates like we got a lot more to drop. Okay, we got a lot more to drop. The 3 days chart, you can see it's not even yet like a oversold. Okay, it's not even yet oversold. And then if you go back previously, if you want to apply the same symmetrical pattern, the 3 days chart has to drop down like to 17. Okay, so you gotta be extremely ready for this nasty sell off down to like a 6K 5K level. So when I said like this is gonna drop down to 5K a couple of weeks ago, most people will send him a message saying like, oh, we're not even gonna drop below 8K, stuff like that. You can see like we got so much momentum, so much volume to be coming in. We haven't even talked about volume, and it is quite interesting. If the volume, I'm expecting like 600,000 trading volume on Binance, it's gonna kill the price down to these levels. Okay, unless something like a major good news come out, something like that, and then reverse the price. But like I told you about BACT, it's not, I don't see BTC like I don't see the bulls being able to push the price to the upside, you know, until like the 3 days chart in this area, the R side, you know, drop to the downside to the low, at least low 19 to a low 20 in that range. So keep that in mind. Thank you, John, for pointing that out. So and then we could be definitely looking for 5K and so on. All right, so let me take a look at the chart before we move on to Ethereum. And then if you want some price analysis regarding the lower time frame, make sure to join the private group. On the private group, we talk about lower time frame, you know, 5, 15, 20, blah blah blah, and all of that. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna you know, we're gonna be consolidating at all in this range. So like we don't have the volume we expecting, right? I'm expecting at least, right, for the short term, right? It is not basically it is not enough to say like BTC going to be consolidating in this range. Okay, the next area of consolidation, it is nothing but 6K, guys. And I don't even think 6K we're going to consolidate. The consolidation is done. Okay, this was, you know, the move we needed to consolidate. That's the move we needed to consolidate, right? You can see the drop has to be decisive, right, and strong, big volume. Okay, we haven't even received big volume. If you take a look at it on Coinbase, we have not even seen like a major like a selling pressure after this big consolidation. But the only difference between this move and that move is like during this triangle, right, we've been making we've been receiving high volume, okay, which is very corrective. It's high volume. I talked about it. Whenever you know your volume is decreasing, you're gonna get big volume, but the big volume is not there yet. You know, even on Coinbase, we haven't seen like roughly 140,000 trading volume. We haven't seen it yet. Okay, we haven't seen it. The drop we received like a couple of days ago was only like 51,000. Okay, it was 51,000 for the 3 days chart. So it's not quite a lot. Okay, it's not quite a lot. It's not a lot. And let's see. Yes, on Coinbase was like 34,000, and the drop from the top was like on Coinbase was like a 77,000. So it is only 50% of the initial drop. It is only this volume is only 50% of this drop. So it's not quite a lot. I want to see like a volume like roughly about 80 to 75%, at least on Coinbase, right? If like we can get like a 50 to 70,000, you know, trading volume, BTC trading volume, I'm gonna be extremely happy, and then start to look for consolidation, at least for the lower, you know, on the lower time frame. But what you can expect, like it is going to be a strong sell-off down to like a 6K and a strong rebound. So let's just keep that in mind. You know, once we hit like the 6K level, I'm gonna be extremely bullish on BTC. Okay, I'm gonna be extremely bullish for another possible like a push to the upside, even to 9K level. Okay, 85 to 9K level before making a you know, another lower high in this area. You know, keep an eye on this channel. It could be a nice channel to keep an eye on. Most people are not talking about it, so but you know, let's see how, you know, it is going to play out, at least for the short term. So short time. Yes, Charles, it is short time. I remember when you were shorting BTC at what, 5,500 in this area, Charles. I was telling you BTC is extremely bullish. You know, you remember when I was saying like BTC is extremely bullish, like a late April, and then, you know, you were like, oh, we're gonna drop down to 3K. But I'm glad you're pretty bearish like me. So, but I remember you. You know, you were pretty bearish at 5K. I'm gonna update Bitcoin Cash. So, but regarding BTC, we talked about basically everything. We talked about the just to give you a quick recap about BTC. We talked about BTC, a possible coming back down to 6K and get a strong rebound to the 8,500 to 9K. So it is just a early warning. for those of you guys shorting BTC, trying to short it down to 5K, so make sure to at least reduce exposure, mid 6K to low 6K, reduce exposure, and then start looking for you know, accumulate down to the 6K level for a strong rebound. Okay, it could even like hit 57, like, which is my target, but you know, 5%, 10%, you know, it's not a big deal in this market. All right, it's not a big deal if you're not leveraging. It's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin Cash next, and then we're gonna move on to Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash, we hit our target, guys. If you've been following this channel, I told you, like, when Bitcoin Cash was making this correction, I said like we're gonna make I think let's see, KW. Okay, KW keep asking about Bitcoin Cash. Here, a big Bitcoin Cash fan. I told you, you know, we could be pushing to the upside up to 340 to 350 range, right? And then you know, depending what type of fib level we're gonna get rejection from. You can see in this area we got a rejection from I think 0.786. I don't trade Bitcoin Cash, so let's see, 0.618, right? So we got this flat correction. You can call it, you know, we got this pullback up, this three-way move pullback up to like a 0.618, and I said like we're gonna get this move, and then we're gonna get the continuation pattern. So you let me know if you remember this pattern or not, right? And before even that, right, we said like a Bitcoin Cash, look for 1.27 to 1.41 extension, right? No, Fibonacci. So you can see 1.27 to 1. When I say this, Bitcoin Cash was like roughly like $300, guys, $300. So if you've been patient enough, you could be buying Bitcoin Cash at 220. I said it like 200 to a 220 range. So most people are not paying attention, but all these targets, we said it like 60 days ago, like over 2 months ago. Bitcoin Cash coming back down to low to $100. So now we can anticipate like a you know, most of the time after 1.4 to 1.27, they tend to consolidate at least for a couple of days, give you like a, you know, some WXY correction in this area, blah, before like you know, dropping further to the downside. But as soon as we get a further signal of Bitcoin Cash like dropping to the downside, dropping further, you know, we're gonna update the price for BTC. But right now we don't have any sort of volume to counter the big sell-off. Okay, we don't have any sort of volume. If you want to buy some cheaper BCH, you could be waiting for a double bottom, or you could be waiting for 0.786. We're not quite yet at 0.786, which is roughly about 166. Okay, 166. All right, if like we break 166, you don't have any other support to look for but like $100, roughly 100 to 120. So it is quite crazy, but it is very possible to get Bitcoin Cash like under $100. And I keep saying it when Bitcoin Cash was like $400, guys. So $400. So it is nothing but, you know, an ABC correction to the downside. You could be looking for a possible push when BTC is pushing back up to like a 9K from 6K. We could get a nice rebound from Bitcoin Cash. Okay, nice rebound from Bitcoin Cash before further sell-off. So that's it for Bitcoin Cash. Let's take a look at Ethereum. When you take a look at Ethereum, guys, we double bottoming just about this area of 0.786. We called for Ethereum like 140 to 1. Ethereum first target was like 170 when Ethereum was roughly around like 270. We said like Ethereum, if you've been trading Ethereum long enough, you gotta remember, man, Ethereum 270 is, you know, even back like in 2017, is a major support, right? So, and resistance at the same time. And then if at the same time, like 170 is also like a major area for you know, for Ethereum. So 170 to 150, we just got a strong rejection at 0.786, but it is nothing but to get a you know, slight rebound. But I don't think like Ethereum gonna be pushing back up to 400. I said it when Ethereum was making this move to the upside. I said it is nothing but a move to get in trouble. Okay, right now Ethereum is in trouble, and we could get a slight pullback to like a 173, 174, but I don't see Ethereum like you know, pushing to the upside with a very decisive move. The volume is not incredible at all. This is That's the daily chart, and you can see like we haven't even received like enough volume in this range to anticipate like a further push to the upside. So Ethereum still bearish, guys. So I'm looking for Ethereum to make some new lows. We don't have any right now. We don't have any support at all. Okay, this support is already broken. All right, it is already broken, and it is not just a major support, but it is also 0.786. So the next area of support you could be looking for, it is roughly about 125 to 111. That was like back in December, roughly December 18, 125 to $95 was like a great area of accumulation for Ethereum. So we could be visiting again 95 to 125 in that range, and consolidate and probably get another push to the upside, just like when BTC is going to be pushing back up to like 85 to 9k before further sell off. All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum on Binance, so we can take a look at the lower time frame. Ethereum on Binance, same thing we said. We're looking for a drop to the downside, and then retest like the new low. Okay, retest like some new low, retest and get some new low. Okay, so let's see. It is a clear bear market pattern, making some some lower highs in this area, similar to a flat correction, but not quite. Okay, not quite, but it is making like just like BTC. We could be making this move a possible new high, lower high in this area, a strong move to the downside. But Ethereum is not giving us any sign of reversal yet, any sign of reversal. So I'm glad you did KW, because we've been talking about like Bitcoin, not Bitcoin but Ethereum going back to 270 in that range like forever. So hopefully you sold at 270, and then you're going to be buying back at the in the low 80s, because Ethereum going to be making some, it could be making some new lows. I'm not going to say it with a strong confidence level like a 95%, something like that, but with a 60 to 70% confidence level, we're going to be we could be hitting new lows for Ethereum. All right, for Ethereum, and I've been saying it since Ethereum was $300, so it is not something new. Litecoin, we hit our target almost. Okay, if you take a look at Litecoin, we've been talking about Litecoin like a 56 to 47. I think Litecoin we hit roughly like a $50. That's quite amazing. And when we talked about it, Litecoin was like $100 like in this area, and I said like this, I remember Litecoin pushing like 15% in this area up to like a 107, and we said like this move is the most bearish move for Litecoin. Okay, we could be looking for Litecoin pushing to the downside in this area. Let's see. Exactly, you can see like when we talked about it, that was 1.27 to 1.44. That's the for those of you guys in the public Telegram group, you guys remember when we talked about Litecoin, hitting like 1.44 to $56. It did exactly get a support at 1.44. The only thing we did, guys, it is not a secret. Okay, your Fibonacci is a great tool if you know how to play with it. It is not systematic, but you gotta find your own edge. These patterns, most people don't find it. Like telling you like Litecoin gonna hit like 56. Litecoin, right now it is exactly at $56. Bitcoin Cash 220, when Bitcoin Cash was like almost over $300. Ethereum like 150. Your Fibonacci, if you know how to use it and find your own edge, it is incredible, guys. It is incredible. So what can we expect from Litecoin in the near future? Next level of support you could be looking for Litecoin, it is going to be this area. All right, it is going to be this area before the breakout, which is roughly about $36 to $30. Okay, 28 actually, 28 to 36. We could be looking for Litecoin to get some sort of rebound in this area. That's what I'm expecting from Litecoin, at least for the short term. But Litecoin, it gotten lighter, guys. It doesn't have any shape or pattern. Like I say, for most alt, it is not good time to be buying Litecoin. All right, you could get it very cheaper. Okay, very cheap. So, but if you want to buy it now in dollar cost average, it's fine. But you know, you could be buying Litecoin $35, $28, and just like I said about NEO gonna be dropping down to $5 when NEO was like $12. Right now NEO is $6, guys. NEO is $6. Yeah, so let's move on to EOS. EOS also, like we could be EOS, my long term like a prediction, price prediction for EOS, it is nothing but a EOS like under, you know, under dollar. Okay, I know it is quite a lot to see like EOS dropping down to a dollar, but sometimes it can be like one of the weakest coins. So okay, it is going to be one of the weakest coin, and that's what I'm trying to tell you also about the Fibonacci, you know, the Fib levels. So you can see like EOS we you know, getting support, you know, from 1.4 to 1.27 extension, not extension but Fib level. So you can see exactly, guys, exactly, you know, we rebounded in this area, and then we're going to be consolidating before further sell off. So if you take your Fib, you know, from this 320 to you know, roughly 420, you can see exactly, instead of looking for 0.618, most people are gonna, I was looking for 0.618 because I didn't anticipate like BTC to break down. I was looking for 0.618, but you can see like as long as we break 0.618, the next area of support you could be looking for, it is gonna be 1.4 to 1.27. That's where we exactly you know, getting support at, exactly, guys, trading just about just above 1.27, just above 1.27. So indicators pretty dead for EOS 4 hour. We're just making a bear flag, guys. It is nothing bullish about EOS right now. It is just making a bear flag in this area, and then we most likely, depending how high we're gonna push to the upside, we could be pushing up to like a 382 roughly, but I don't even think we're gonna get that high. But let's see, 382, it is roughly about $3. We could get this move to the upside. We could get this move to the upside up to like a, you know, roughly around like a $3 before, you know, making a further move to the downside. But regarding EOS, it is nothing bullish about EOS right now. It is nothing bullish. The most you can expect, if like we break $3, you could expect like the previous support to be acting as a resistance, and then which is exactly also at 382. So I don't even think like we're gonna be breaking 382. It's gonna be tough for EOS to get out of this area. Okay, we could be bouncing off, especially like if the R side get to like a, you know, this area of neutrality, and then price still like ranging in the same area. That's extremely bearish. Okay, that's extremely bearish. So let's see within the next few days how EOS gonna be attempting to push like up to $3. It's gonna be a nice short entry if like EOS goes like to $3 or so. Okay, $3, but I don't even think we're gonna break like a 320 and stuff like that. All right, so but we're gonna come back and talk about EOS. So but the medium term target for EOS, if you're looking to accumulate, I would wait like for the low $1.20 to you know, low $1, stuff like that, but not like a $2, $3. So let's talk about now King XRP. King XRP, I don't usually talk about it on the lower time frame unless like I see a nice pattern. But when you take a look at XRP on the monthly time frame, you can see like XRP is extremely bearish, at least for the short term. Okay, it is extremely bearish, and I said it multiple times. If like XRP is not going to be able to close above previous month open, it's not going to be good at all. You can see like just about like September, guys. I said it like that was like actually October, not September, October. August, okay, just about August, right? I said it, September. If XRP is able to close above, you know, roughly above like a 3,200, you know, I'm gonna look for some entry, you know, about XRP. But let's say like we're not gonna be able to close above 32 to 34 cents. You know, it's gonna be extremely bearish. It means like just stay away from XRP. Don't touch it till like a, you know, 14 cents to 10 cents in that area. I know it is quite very low, but you know, regarding this the monthly time frame, if you take your fib level in this area from top to bottom, you can see like 1.27 to 1.41. It is exactly at 10 cents to 14 cents roughly, give or take, right? So this area on the monthly time frame, that's what I'm looking for XRP to be you know, be trading within the next few months. So that's a monthly chart. So I'm not saying like next week or the week after. So it could take like another couple of months before like we hit like a, you know, 14 to 10 cents in that area, give or take. All right, so it could be a strong bounce, and then we could be, you know, even looking for another 382 to 50% pullback all the way up to like a 30 cents or 40 cents XRP. So and I said it, guys, I told you on a couple of weeks ago, and I said like if you're looking to get out of XRP, wait for this move to the upside, roughly to 34 cents, 30 to 32 cents, right? And then you could be looking for to sell your XRP and then look to buy it much cheaper. Okay, XRP was just about this area. For those of you guys listening, right, XRP was like 24 cents. I said like it is not time to short XRP. Don't short it. Short XRP, because I'm still looking for this move to the upside. All right, so and we got that exact move at 382 roughly. Roughly not even at 382, right? Roughly before 382. So but we basically, you know, got the necessary rejection we needed. So it is quite good enough to anticipate like some lower numbers from XRP. So BTC is dropping 83.70. So like I said, guys, this drop gonna be nasty. It is not time to long BTC. So if you're looking for some cheaper BTC, wait for the low 6K. Just to recap what we talked about, wait for the low 6K. Okay, the low 6K doesn't matter if you're in a private group or in a public group. It is a long-term perspective about BTC. When I said BTC gonna drop from 12K, right? I said like, you know, I was looking for 16K, but that's it, guys. We might not even get 16K, depending how we're gonna be, you know, reacting just about 9K. And you know, if you're in a hurry, you can buy now. It's not a financial advice, but if you're patient enough, you know, wait for the low 6K. Okay, wait for the low 6K, and then you can get another rebound up to let's see, 8,500 to 9K level. Okay, so we could be rebounding back to 382 pullback. All right, 382 pullback. I know most people are going to be looking for 0.618, but I wouldn't be anticipating 0.618 pullback up to like 11.5. Just just because like market market structure might be different, but I wouldn't be anticipating it. But it all depends like what type of volume we're gonna get. If like the volume gonna convince me to anticipate like a 11K BTC from like a 6K, I'm definitely gonna go with it. But if I don't receive the necessary volume, I'm not gonna be anticipating like 11K. I'm just gonna wait for the previous support to act as a resistance, which is just about 9100. It is nothing wrong from BTC to goes from 6K to 9100. It is just about 50%. All right, it is 50%, and then we did the same thing. All right, we did the same thing back in 2018. All right, we dropped down to like a 5700, and then we pushed all the way up to roughly about 12K, almost like 11.7. all right, almost 11.7. So we could be making the same move again. All right, we could be making the same move again. So, and most people are going to be calling for a bull market, and then backed is pumping the price. Backed is not pumping anything. So, and I told you told you like since last year, guys. Since last November, most people have been talking about like BACT gonna pump the price in this range. I was like, BACT is not gonna do anything. Okay, it's not gonna do anything. So because BACT I think was supposed to start like November, and then they push it to December, and then they push it like to March, and then April, stuff like that. I don't follow the news, but I think that's how it was. So, but I could be wrong, but they push it so many times just to dump the price. It is quite interesting, man. It is interesting. So if you guys don't have any question about any alt, I'm just gonna call it a day. We don't have anything to cover right now regarding BTC. Hopefully you guys gonna be buying some cheap BTCs. All right. You want to talk? Hey, what's up, Strengths? It's been a while, man. Hey, what's up, Hank? This morning we dropped to let's see, 8100 before rebounding. Let's take a look at it on Binance. I did not see that below. So very yes, this one we rebounded just about like 8200, I think, right? 816. I was okay. Morning mean like your morning, like in Europe. Okay, so we rebounded. So, but that was last night for me. So I mean, any like a rebound to the upside, it is just like an opportunity to short BTC, guys. All these rebound, it is nothing but pretty bearish, no volume at all. Okay, so the volume is not there. I don't see like how we're going to be pushing to the upside. All your moving averages, they pretty much lagging behind. One moving average you can rely on is like the 7-day moving average, the 7 EMA or the 7 MA, whichever you want to whichever you feel comfortable with, because it is only 7 days, so they're most likely going to be the same. So you can see in this area the 7 EMA on the 4-hour we got rejected. So if you change it to the daily, the 7 EMA, it is currently at 93. I don't think like we're gonna get rejected from we're gonna be pushing to the upside up to 93 and get rejected by the 7 EMA. It's going to drop very fast within the next couple of days. So that's the type of a rejection I'm waiting. So we could be moving sideways for the next couple of days, because if you go back to the 2018 bear market, like same thing, like just about like the 6K level. Let's take a look at it on Binance. Even on Bitstamp, okay, you can see the same exact area in this area. Okay, same exact. We after the drop, the strong drop, what we did, we rebounded very strongly in this area. We rebounded very strongly, and then we waited for the 7 EMA to to drop down and then rejected the price. So that's the type of move I'm waiting for. We could be, most people are going to be like, oh, most people were like, oh, we got a strong rejection to the upside, but BTC was just waiting for the 7 EMA on the daily to drop down to this price area and then reject the price, and then we got another drop. So if you take a look at the current price action, you can anticipate like the same type of move. Okay, you could be anticipating, at least for the short term, you could be anticipating like at least for the short term, you can see in this area for the 7 EMA, which is currently at 9,300, to at least drop very fast and then reject the price at some point. So I wouldn't be anticipating like anything else, but just stay tight, wait for this 7 EMA to move much faster and then reject the price. So don't expect like further sell off like to 6K, stuff like that within the next couple of days. So we could get it, but if the 7 EMA drop very fast, we definitely could get it even tomorrow. So hey, what's up, Stranks? Let's take a look at a Verge. Okay, let's take a look at it versus BTC. Okay, Verge, it's not looking bad versus BTC. We talked about like Verge, I think we talked about Verge long time, like dropping down to this area, and I can't even remember last time we talked about Verge, but we're making a bottom formation on versus BTC, but it doesn't mean like, since BTC gonna be dropping very fast, most of this out could be gaining some more value, right? But it seems like Verge, we got the three-way move we needed to the upside in this area. We got this correction we needed, to the downside. So the only thing we're expecting right now is like further sell-off. How low we could be anticipating Verge to drop? Just looking at this correction, we could be anticipating like 1.27 to 1.41 in this area of roughly like a 36 to 34 sats, right? So it is not quite a lot. Maybe you could be looking for like the bigger correction. If you take a look at the bigger correction, with this correction I'm talking about, this one. So you could be looking for Verge to drop like to 32, which is roughly still not quite that bad, like from 39 cents, which is roughly about like 20 to 25% drop. So it's not a lot. Okay, it's not a lot. If like we drop below 30 sats, okay, 30 sats. So but Verge doesn't have any reversal pattern right now. It's not very convincing. Okay, it's not any move you get from Verge right now, I would get rid of it. Okay, if you get a big pump, we could get this big pump just like I told you about Bitcoin Cash, similar pattern. We could make this move, get this flat correction. Okay, we could retest like up to like a 54 sats, but I would get rid of it. Okay, I would get rid of it. So if like we retest like anywhere above 50, I would take profits. Okay, it's not looking bad at all. Okay, it's not looking bad, but it is just like pretty bearish. It's not looking bad, but it is pretty bearish. So get rid of it right around, like, it's not a financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I see on the chart. Just like I told you about Ripple XRP and EOS when they made the same move. I said like look for this move. So look for this move up to like a 50 sats or higher, and look for the drop to downside. All right, look for the drop to downside. Let's take a look at VeChain. VeChain, we talked about VeChain, and we said like VeChain we could be getting support like from 36 sats, right? And that's exactly what we did regarding VeChain. Let's go back to it. That was like long time ago, guys, when we talked about VeChain. You can see like this pattern we talked about. Let's see, let's just remove this one. All right, remove this so you can see what I'm telling you. So you can see VChain, like we talked about VChain, like making this flat correction, we talked about it, and then we're gonna get this drop to downside. This drop to downside, we anticipated like 1.4 to 1.27, and if I take my fib level, right, that's what you got exactly. That's exactly what we got. We got a pullback to 36 to 37. Now we got another 3-wave move pullback. Okay, this is nothing but a correction. Okay, it is nothing but a correction. But the correction could also like push. We're gonna get this bull flag and then make another 3-wave move to the upside, like up to like a 50 sats or higher before further sell off. So this way you're just gonna count it like a that's your 3-wave move pullback. You got your 1 2 3, you got your X, and then you could be anticipating this 3-wave move pullback to the upside also. So we could retest like this area, and then you know, before further drop. Okay, we could retest like a 50 or even higher, 50 to 55 sats depending on volatility, so before like a drop into the downside. But it is pretty bearish. Also is confirming like we could push higher, so expect like VChain to make some big move very shortly versus BTC. All right, so if you see VChain like up like 25-30%, stuff like that, just understand why. It is just correcting. Hey, what's up, Spencer? Yes, it is. Hey, what's up, Hank? It is you in the private group. I'm just gonna answer all those questions during the private group. Yes, basically it is safe to if you're shorting like with low leverage, not too much, not like a 25x, kind of like a Spencer. Definitely anywhere between like 85 to 89, you can add some shorts. Okay, 85 to 89. So if you're doing like a very low leverage, no risk, 2 to 3, something like that, up to 5, it should be okay, up to like a 9K. Hey, what's up, Kenny? Thank you for tuning in, man. If you haven't joined the public Telegram group, make sure to do so. If you want to join the private group, also you can shoot me a private message, and I'm gonna give you the link out, and you can join the private group. The payment is 0.011 BTC a month, so hopefully you guys are gonna be able to join the private group, and then get some daily analysis, daily updates, and then a long-term and a short-term view of a BTC. So, and some of you guys, like in the private group, I've been telling you like BTC gonna hit like the low 7200 just 2 days ago on the 22nd. Even though I was looking for a long, I keep saying like the long-term perspective for BTC is pretty much bearish. It's nothing bullish about BTC. Nothing bullish about BTC, guys. Nothing bullish about BTC. 25x for live. I know, Spencer. So hopefully, guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So 991. So make sure to be like one of those 9 people to take it to like 1,000K, right? 1,000K. So 1,000. So make sure to hit the like, subscribe, make sure to share, join the public group. If you want to upgrade to the private group, make sure to do so. Feel free to ask me any question if you have any question regarding any alt in the public group. All right, so all right, guys, thank you for watching, man.